There are multiple factors in which communication plays a big role within the workplace, but without technology, there would be a huge drawback than what we are used to now. With the types of communication, there are multiple ways in developing such to employees using technology with different delivery methods. Technology also holds many factors in which helps with the types of communication, as well as engagement amongst other employees. We have learned a great amount of information about the types of communication that is within a workplace, as well as how employees engage through the types of communication through the importance of technology. Today, we would like to inform you about the types of communication technology that is within the workplace and how it can affect employee engagement, and in many ways, it has changed the workplace.
In a workplace, there are many ways that a business can use to communicate electronically. Some of these ways include email, online messaging, websites, video chat, and fax. For an email, it's a way to send mail immediately. You can send it to coworkers, other businesses, and to consumers. It sends like a normal letter with a dear to the sender and a sincere at the bottom. You don't only have to send just words in this, you can also send other documents, other links to other important stuff, send photos, videos, and it's also not expected to be read immediately. Then for online messaging, it's an informal way to speak to somebody. It's also a way to get their feedback right away. You send it immediately, you normally receive a message back immediately. Unlike with email, then a business will also have websites that they use. For websites, this is an easy way to communicate with consumers. This is also an easy way to get information about your business out there so anybody can read it at any time. Most businesses have a website. Then you can also put discussion boards on the websites to where like you can have consumers or anybody talk on this discussion board and you can read what they say and you can use it to help out the business. You can also reply back on these discussion boards. A big one that a lot of places use is video chat. Not only do businesses use this, but a lot of schools are now using this. This is a way for you to communicate whether you're at home, sick, across the country, another state. Doesn't matter, you can communicate at all times just as long as you have an internet source. And with these video chats, it's a way that you can see somebody and talk to them. You can hear them and see them. You can also put multiple people into these. So you can make it like a meeting where like if someone's going to be out of town, you can still hold a meeting. They can still be there. You can also share documents to where everybody can see it. Everybody who's on the video call can see that. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is fax. A fax machine isn't really used very much these days, but it used to be used a lot to send documents from one fax machine to another. It was a way to send important information through this, and it would be you'd send it, you'd put it into the fax machine, and it would copy onto another blank piece of paper on the other side, and that was a way that you could get those documents, graphs, kind of picture things mainly. These are just a few ways to communicate electronically in a business. This also allows for a smooth environment, a smooth working environment, and also it allows for good employee engagement. And now I'm going to go to Ross for employee engagement.
Employee engagement is the key part of maintaining a successful business. In the article, Four Ways to Foster Great Employee Engagement, John Allen stated that 88% of company leaders believe employee engagement programs effectively attract and retain talent, and statistics show that they have. 41% reduction in absentee, which is staying away from work without any good reason. 70% increase in productivity. 24% less turnover in high turnover organizations, and 59% less turnover in low turnover organizations, showing an overall increase in productivity. Engagement has benefits for employees. John Allen also stated that engagement opportunities more than likely will improve employees' wellness, reducing burnout, and increase personal development. Encourage regular breaks while creating a suitable environment for the workers as well. Employee engagement is at its best since 2000, which is at 34%, which is currently two-thirds of the workforce. Research from the CIPD showed that employees who are allowed to work more flexibly showed that there is a higher satisfaction within their jobs, under less pressure, and better work-life balance. Investing in technology. Technology plays an important role, and majority of employees depend on technology alone, as it is the new norm. 20 to 30% increase in productivity, and it is important to invest in items which will directly impact the employee in a beneficial way. Investing in more technology such as platforms and softwares, internal communication platforms greaters the communication amongst other employees. Continuous training for employees. Training is one of the most main foundations in creating efficiency in the workplace, as it helps the employees be more precise in productivity. Investing more into employees only benefits the company and business. John Allen stated that 62% of people who are given the opportunity to train and develop skills is what will make them more engaged within the organization. Overall, the more training that is offered to current, upcoming employees has an overall effective rate of satisfaction in defining their role.
Now we're going to show you a video talking about a Pew Research study that looked at the impact of technology in the workplace.
Pew Research released their findings on the impacts of technology in the workplace. They concluded that the internet is increasing productivity, allowing more flexibility in the hours people work, but also increasing the number of hours people are working. Email and internet remain the most important communication and information tools for online workers. That being said, the results were very different for those working in traditional office-based jobs and for those in non-office-based jobs. For the office-based workers, 78% said email was a very important tool at work, while it was only 25% for non-office-based workers. Surprisingly, landlines outrank cell phones in terms of workplace importance for both categories of workers. Looking into the subcategories, however, twice as many men than women voted cell phones as very important, and working adults with incomes of $50,000 or more voted cell phones as very important nearly twice as often as people earning incomes below $50,000. I'm Waylon McHale reporting for The Street from New York.
Communication technology has changed the workplace in several ways. First, it has increased productivity and efficiency. Communication is much easier and there's decreased delay between messages. Information systems make it easier to analyze data. Technology makes it easier to keep track of projects by having a central hub of project activity that can be referenced at any time or place. And there's a decreased use of paper and increased use of storing work on the cloud. New communication technology has also resulted in increased flexibility. There's decreased adherence to the strict 9-to-5 schedule. More often, people are working from home and having meetings virtually instead of in person. And technology can allow people from many different locations to work as a team. This technology also allows for increased record keeping and surveillance. Communication technology allows us to document conversations among team members so that they can easily refer to it. Information is more easily accessible within the organization, creating transparency and increasing the impact that employees have on business decisions. And workplace surveillance systems are put in place to monitor the information employees access or their communications at work. Our textbook points out that these technologies can change the way people interact in the workplace. It's easier for employees to engage in behavior behind their computer screens that they may not do face-to-face. It also incentivizes people to use this technology to avoid in-person interactions, sometimes that may be unpleasant. Finally, sometimes communication technology, unfortunately, provides more opportunities for information overload. It makes it easier to allow work to spill over into your life when you keep receiving communications over phone or email outside of work. There can be a number of distractions that we can experience with technology. Our textbook lists talking, texting, tweeting, gaming, and online social networking, and these things may sometimes prove to be a distraction in our work environment. In conclusion, there are many types of communication technology which continue to evolve while changing the work environment in significant ways. Hopefully, this presentation helps remind you of the impact of technology, to appreciate this impact, and to look forward to how it may continue to enhance our working experience.